Good morning. We are 58 days into this new year. And at the beginning of the year, we all set goals, set our eyes on things that we want to achieve at a certain time. So I wanted to just remind you that if your steps seem like they're not going the way you want them to go, it's okay to start over and just focus on what you need to do to achieve your goals. Me personally, I know I have set a goal of eating right and working out. In the last 2 weeks, I just couldn't mentally or physically make it to the gym, and my eating habits was terrible. So this morning, I made sure I got up, I went to the gym, I packed my lunch the way I did every day in January to get back on track. So just know it's never too late to start over. We fall off, but we don't stay there. Remember to keep writing your daily affirmations. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, write it down, say it out loud. Talk to yourself. Let yourself know that you are able to do whatever you're seeking. Me personally, right now, my affirmation is I am worthy of the life that I deserve. And I had to keep reminding myself, I am worthy of the life that I deserve. We have to remember that God didn't put us here to be failures. God didn't put us here to stay stagnant in one place. But we do have to realize that if He gave it to us, God will make room for whatever we're trying to achieve. So you need to take this time and just keep reflecting on your life. Take time for yourself and make sure that you are your focus for 2024. Build those boundaries, healthy boundaries in family life, romance life, whatever it is. You have to do what's best for you. And remember, we're on this journey together. So together, we're going to make it through 2024, and we're going to be the best women that God has set us out to be. Hi, I'm sitting here with my friend Kimberly, and we're just going to have a conversation about things that we have set or have not set for the year. So, hi, Kim.
Hi.
So, let's talk to the people.
All right.
At the beginning of the year, I sat down and we did a vision board and set some expectations for ourselves for the year. So, I'm just touching base with a couple of my friends just to see where are you all in the goal setting and meeting the goals that you set?
So, first, let me be transparent and be honest. I did not complete my vision board.
Okay.
But that's okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are short-term goals that I have set for myself, and I think that we all do it, whether it's something that we need to complete by the end of the day or complete by the end of the week or the month or so forth. But I think goals, excuse me, we have benchmarks that we can also put in place to reach goals. There are different things that I don't have necessarily, I haven't tied down to my vision board, but there are some things that I would like to do by the end of the year.
Okay.
Or some places I would like to go that I would definitely like to take place, but those benchmarks of what I need to do in order to reach that are my short terms. So I think if we look at it through that lens, me not completing my vision board, I don't get the biggest slap on the wrist.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Because we know you have a vision. You just haven't put it down. And your vision board is for you. It's personal.
Yeah.
It guides what you're doing for the year. So we can't really say, that she gets a whooping, she didn't do her board. No, we know, we got you. But we're in this together to make sure we're reaching our goals. So just make sure that you're reflecting and trying to meet those benchmarks that you have set for yourself. And when you decide where you want to go, let me know, because I don't mind going.
I know, that's right. But I will say for those, the vision board is important because I think it's a daily reminder. If you put it someplace where you are going to look, just kind of like we put those those daily quotes for
Affirmations
ourselves and affirmations, you know, on the mirrors or in our car, on the visor, or different places where we know we're going to look at them. It is a constant reminder of where we're headed, so they are important. So I do need to get it done.
True. I look at mine every morning. Mine is on my dresser. It's literally in front of my mirror, so I can't see my mirror until I see my vision board. The weird thing is I have it divided into 3 sections, and every time I look, a different section hits me. A different quote on it comes out. And I noticed that this morning. I was like, I hadn't dwelled on this part right here, but it came out. Okay, we're on.
Okay, so that leads me to ask you a question. When you look at your vision board and the things that you have on there, are you tackling everything? Are you working on everything like simultaneously, or is it, you know, I'm focusing here for the moment? I'm focusing, or I'm planning. Let's say you have a trip on there, so it's like I'm planning for this trip, but I'm focusing on this particular task that's there. Like, how do you handle the items on your vision board?
Good question. So my board is divided into 3 parts. I have spiritual and personal growth. I have a healthy lifestyle, and then I have a financial piece.
Okay.
So some of those can merge together. Some of the things up there can merge together, but say for example, on my financial piece, I know that soon I'll be retiring. So my goal is to work on building retirement savings. So I have taken steps this year so far to try to get there. I opened a Amazon store that I'm gonna be advertising soon. I'm trying to, you know, get my national board so I can boost my income. So that's that financial piece I'm working on. Delved into a little investments, looking into investments. But then on the other end, on the spiritual growth, and I'm doing this because this is how my board is set up. Spiritual growth is here. So
I'm
yeah.
visual too.
So on my spiritual growth side, really focusing on myself is a big piece of that, with the positive affirmations daily, building the healthy boundaries, knowing it's okay to say no, knowing it's okay to say you're not okay. You know me, and you know a lot of people come to me for a lot of things, and it's a lot, and you can't really give when your own pot is overflowing. So that's something I'm working on every day.
Yeah.
And then my health and lifestyle changes. I went about a week and a half, 2 weeks. January was great. I was in the gym. I was meal prepping. February hit, and I just fell off. I don't know what happened. Kind of know, but I kind of think I know, but I really don't know. But I wasn't meal prepping as much. I missed the gym probably like a week and a half. So I got back in the gym this morning. I feel better today than I have in the last couple of days of work. When I come to work without the gym, I'm tired. I can't focus. But starting my day in the gym, I can see the difference. So I know that I'm back on track to what I want to do. Get in the gym 3 or 4 days a week. And I can't wait for it to get warm, for me to have the gym at home sessions. You can join those if you like.
Yeah.
But so it's like simultaneously, but not. I'm just being intentional about the pieces.
Right.
It's more intentional.
Right.
Because I feel like what we have our goals, and then if you're not intentional on what you're going to do to set these goals, they'll just fall on the wayside.
Yep.
And we'll have these same goals again next year.
Yep.
I haven't planned any trips this year because one of my focuses was building that financial piece, and so that required me to do some saving. Even though I do plan to go somewhere, just don't know where yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to work that in because that's part of my also self-care, building yourself and your boundaries.
Right.
You still need to take your trips or whatever.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries are like they're necessary. Like in your personal life, at your work life, you know, I think about, like when I think about boundaries, I think about them in the sense of, you know, when you think about having that piece of property and you have like that fence up, right?
Mhm.
And so doesn't mean that you can't go out of that fence, but you can prohibit things that you don't want from coming inside that fence, right?
That's a good way to look at it.
And so boundaries help you, again, to say no. It helps for people to understand what you like and what you don't like.
Mhm.
It helps for you to let them know like how to respect me
Mhm.
and how to take my thoughts and my concerns into consideration when I put those boundaries up. And so, and they're healthy, right? Because if not, people will just keep on taking and taking and taking. And I mean, that's everybody, even your kids. Right?
Yeah.
They will keep on. And so a lot of people say that they don't like setting boundaries because they don't like to say no. Or, you know, I don't like to say no, or I feel like if I set those boundaries and people will think that I'm being rude or I'm not being considerate of them. And I'm like, yeah, but what about you?
Right.
You
Right.
know? What about you? Now, what I've run into is when I've not set boundaries and then I've started to put them in place, then people are like,
You
hold
okay?
on. It gets real hard for the people around,
To
right?
accept it.
Because
They're
it's like,
so used to you
yeah.
being so, yep, gonna give into it. She gonna say, yeah, ask
Yeah.
her. She gonna do it. Oh, you need that presentation done by tomorrow? Give it to Kim. She'll get it done. But that's because we allow it. And as long as we allow it, they'll continue to do it. Everyone knows that I love my grandkids.
Mhm.
But I am not mentally and physically able to really put in the time that I would when I retire.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My girls already know. Ask mama a week or two in advance if the kids can be with her whatever weekend.
Yeah.
Because I can't. That last minute stuff, I be like, so I probably got plans.
Right.
So you're gonna have to try to figure this out. But the best thing to do, ask me in advance.
But that's the boundary too, right? And that's the part into take me into consideration of, so my boundary is, if you need to ask me for something, you have to give me ample amount of time. You have to
Definitely.
give me however many days in advance to know, because that last minute is just the assumption of, even if I have something going on, that you're totally disregarding
Right.
the fact that I have something going on and I'm supposed to put it down to
To
make
accommodate.
your emergency my priority, and that's not fair.
Nope. And that's part of that 2024 self-care.
Yeah.
Drawing a line.
Yeah.
And I know it is hard.
Mhm.
It is hard. And I've slipped up a couple times in the last 2 months and put myself on the back burner to satisfy what other people had going on or whatever. But it's still in my list of things that I'm going to work on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not as, I'm not doing it as much as I would have been doing over the last 50 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
cool. Anything else you want to share with the people, Kimberly, while we got you on?
You know, you mentioned intentionality, and so, and that's just important, and being intentional every day to kind of say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do for myself.
Yep.
This is the goal that I'm going to have for myself. If, you know, for me, last night I was in a Bible study, and we talked about what prohibits you. What are some barriers? What prohibits you from having that like a long time for prayer and this and that, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, I'm like, well, I'm the barrier, right?
Yeah.
Because I will always, I'll say things like, it's okay to say no to this so that I can say yes to something else. And when I have like the time, what I find myself doing is carving out extra time for rest because I'm tired a lot lately. But I'm not as intentional to carve out that extra time for my alone time, for meditation, for prayer, for my worship that I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And so I have to do that.
Yeah.
I have to be intentional about that. I have to be intentional to work on that relationship and so forth. So, you know, I think intentionality, walking away with that piece and actually holding yourself accountable or finding somebody that's going to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
So, right? So, like, you're one of my accountability partners.
Yeah.
You'll ask me, you'll be like, so, Kimberly, and I might ignore you.
Right. That's something you need to put on your board and put it in front of you.
Yeah.
Something you can add to your journal. You know, just a daily. I believe in the routines. When we get in the routines of doing something, it becomes more an intentional habit than just fly by. You know, so. Yeah.
And we both work in education, and we talk about routines and procedures, how it's important for students, right? But it's important for adults too.
It's important. It's very important.
We gotta have that routine and procedure too. So yeah, I'm gonna take that. That's
and the
a
nap
strong one
time,
for me.
the nap times and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm gonna get my naps.
You will get your naps. Although I did go to bed at around 6 o'clock on Saturday. I was in the bed around 6 o'clock on Saturday. That was after driving to Winston-Salem, watching 3 basketball games, and driving back home. I was tired, and I got in the bed. I'm talking about under the covers in the bed, and that was the best.
Because your body needs the rest.
Self-care.
Self-care.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Thanks for listening, everyone. And remember, if you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button.